On Saturday night, the Boise State football team hosts Louisiana Lafayette. To the typical fan, it's just another home game, just another late night start. But to 5 members of the Broncos coaching staff, this is much more than just another game. It's a chance at revenge. Last year, Brian Harsin and his Arkansas State staff lost at home to Lafayette 23-7. The Red Wolves held to just 168 total yards. The previous season, Ark State demolished the Raging Cajuns. In the words of tight ends coach Eli Drinkwitz, quote, "We whipped their butt. We went down there and scored 50 on those suckers." However, that 2012 win is mostly forgotten by the 4 Red Wolves coaches who followed Harsin to Boise, and last year's defeat still lingers.
Last year they beat us, and the score wasn't nearly as indicative of what they did to us. They scarred us emotionally a little bit now. It was serious. So they're a good football team. They're a physical football team, and if you don't have your mind right, you can't run the football. It's going to be a long night.
I know this game, and I know for their team and staff and all that, this is a big game. Because I know the league, and I know how Boise State's perceived in that league. And so, you know, we need to make sure that we have a better week of practice than we did last week, and we got to come out and play.
Louisiana Lafayette and Boise State have a mutual opponent and a mutual loss to Ole Miss. The Rebels rolled the Raging Cajuns 56-15 last week. You may remember the Broncos hung with the Rebs in the season opener before falling apart in the fourth quarter. Coach Harsin thinks having film of his next foe against his first one is an advantage.
You can see a little bit of how we compared. Now, like I said, teams from week 1 to week 3 are completely different, but you get a chance to see what they're doing, how they got played, how their offense plays their defense, and so on.
The Broncos may need any edge they can get. The Raging Cajuns shared the Sun Belt title with Harsin's Red Wolves last season. Lafayette boasts plenty of weapons, including the conference's preseason Offensive Player of the Year, quarterback Terrence Broadway. ULL is averaging over 200 yards rushing per game this season, and according to Boise State defensive coordinator Marcel Yates, the Cajuns sure don't look like a 1-2 football team.
It'll be hard for us to get those guys on the ground. They run hard, you know, and they're not. One guy in particular is not running to make you miss. He's he's running to hit you. So, you know, we have to have our our pads on this week.
It looks like the Broncos will debut a new helmet for homecoming on Saturday. This image was posted to defensive lineman Elliot Hoyt's Instagram account. The new lid has the classic Boise State B on one side and appears to be chromed out, much like the Broncos' orange helmet in the season opener.